Hi there, welcome to Miller's Laboratory. My name is Sue. I'm sorry for the abrupt start for today's video, but I'm going to jump right in where I left off. This would be another page where I can put on a pocket or something because it's very unwritable. So we've got a pocket here. Let's do maybe a top tuck here, and let's just make it out of a piece of paper. Here, this is pretty. This I think is from Nick the Booksmith. I'll put a name here. So let's get this edge off of here. Okay, we're going to be this wide. We're going to glue this up on top here, but I want to maybe put another layer underneath there. So let's cut this a little shorter. Like that. Okay, and then I'm going to put an edge on it. Should I? Doesn't look very straight. I think I'm going to do a double one here. So there's going to be another one that comes down farther, and you can tuck something in the top one and the one underneath. How's that? All right, so, and I want to make it something kind of sheer. So I'm going to use some tracing paper. Let's see. Got some of that right here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this. Well, let's put a little notch in there first. And before I do that, let's make sure that it's straight. So I'm actually going to, let me move this out of the way, cut it with my knife so that I know that it's straight, because I can see that it isn't when I look at it there. And I'm not fussy about everything, but something that I am. Let me grab my ruler here. So I'm just going to come along here. And my good cutting knife is also upstairs, but I can use this one for this. There. Now I know it's straight across there. Let's get these out of here. Okay, now let's cut. I don't want to do let's cut the tracing paper. And I'm going to make it, I'm going to tear it, and it's going to be longer. So I'm going to tear it like here, tear it across. I like that corn look on one of the layers. Okay. So go across here like this. So we're going to cut this up like this, so it's the same width. There. Okay. And I think I'm going to have it just be a little bit less tall, so I'm going to cut the top off here. All right, and I'm going to put a little thumb notch in there, and I'm going to put a little thumb notch in there, and I want them to be this, I want them to match up, so I'm going to punch them at the same time. So we're going to line this up at the bottom, and I'll just use this guy. Like that. So now they'll be like this in the book. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue around the top three edges and put it down on the tracing paper. Just the tiniest amount of glue. Keep it easy. Keep it from being all gloppy. Okay. And then that whole piece will get glued into the book like this. And then you can slip something in this one and also under that one, which I think will be cute. If I put a big one in the top, then you'll pull it out and you'll be like, oh, there's another one underneath there, like a little surprise. Okay, I love surprises. Okay. Just a little bit wide here. I'm just going to trim that before I set it down. It's just a little wider than my tracing paper. There. Okay. Put that up to the top of the page and into the corner there like that. Very cute. Very cute. Oop. All right. So we can have something under here and then something in here like that too. Okay. Okay, very cute. Okay. Definitely going to do something in here. I may do a pop-up in here. I have a pop-up planned, so we'll come back and do that later. Here's another little pocket. Flips out, and a pocket here. So this one I'm going to just probably not punch. I don't know if I can do it with this. We'll try it. I think it's not going to fit in there without ripping it, and I don't want to rip it, so that's okay. It doesn't have to have one. But we'll put one on this side. One. Okay. And I think I might put a label on here instead of a... I also have these. I don't know. These are like little cigarette card type things. Little embroidery ones. I think they're cute. They're a little bit too big to put on there for that pocket. Let's choose one of these sort of interesting labels. Sorry, I know you guys here. Just grab the pile here. Got all these that I cut out. Some of these are from Love Junk Journals, Tracy Fox. Some are from this person. I'll tell you later. That's cute. This one's blue. Just put that there. I kind of like just that. It's simple, and I can always add a little bit of fabric or a little bit of pattern paper in there. So let's do that and get these out of my way. Go, 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 go. Okay, so let's pick something like this. I'm just going to tear a little bit off. I'll add it onto the page there, kind of like that. Add to the center. Let me put this on here like this, and I'll have to repunch my hole, but that's okay. Like that. I think that's pretty, just like that. Okay, so let's get this on there. This floral pattern that I just took this from, I'm pretty sure is from a wallpaper kit, and I will do my best to find you the name. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to reprint or repunch that hole because I covered it all up. Come down a little farther this time too. There, that's good. And then, where'd that label go? Okay. That's cute. We'll put something in here that's blue, got blue on it, and that will be lovely. Okay. Here we have a sweet little pocket, and I'll embellish that when I do the pocket. This one is like a little stub, and I need to add another page in there. So let's figure out what we want to put there. And this would be another opportunity to maybe make a place for a pop-up with sort of a flip page, although I do have that too, so I don't know. Let's see what we have here that we might want to add in. Some blue here would be pretty because we have this blue floral here. Just put my scissors there so that stays. I do have, oh, these are pretty. I might have to go with one of these. Huh? Okay. Like, aren't these pretty? These are from Pépinière des Fleurs. I'll write the name there too, because I'm terrible at pronouncing French. I use lots of different papers when I'm making a book because I feel like it's important to have different textures. So this again is that super heavy cotton resume paper, but I also use more of a linen-y sort of pattern or texture. I like that just to fold out like that. I'm gonna put it just like this. Like especially for like those doilies, I used a linen textured fabric for that, so it's a little bit like fabric. Now the question is, which way do I want it to flip? This way or this way? I think I want it to flip this way. So we're going to glue it down here. I'm just going to match it up with just a little bit of space right there. And then the easiest way to do this is just open it, but I'm holding it where it was so that we don't have a lot of shifting and moving around and worrying about getting it just right. And then all I'll have to do is run a bead of glue along here, and then just a little way across the bottom, and then along here, and then just a little bit across the bottom. Okay, so you catch that overlap. And then that's glued down. And then when you open it, you can flip it out. So I'll put a little tab here, which I think will be cute. And I think that looks pretty with that. With the rose, kind of goes with this, and then you pick up the blue here with that ribbon. So I think that's really lovely. Okay, so let's find something to make a tab with here. Maybe we want to use a label. Maybe we want to punch something. Maybe we want to punch something. Where'd my punch go? Here it is. Let's just use maybe this. It's kind of boring, isn't it? How about something from a book page? Let's do that. Here's some super old German text. I don't know how well this is going to punch, but we're going to try it. If it doesn't work well, then we'll, you know what, let's just assume that it's not going to, because it's kind of a thin paper, and if your punch isn't super, super sharp, then you get problems. So I'm going to just grab a scrap paper here. Get this out of here too. Just a scrap of paper here that I took out of the trash. To put underneath here so that when I punch this, it will punch nicely. It'll come in right like that. And let's set this guy over here. We might have need of him again. Okay. And then which way do we want this? I think I want it this way. Just a thin little guy, but I think that looks pretty on there, just like that. So glue. You know what? This particular thing, I'm going to use my glue stick because this is such a thin piece of paper. I don't want to have such a mess. I'm going to just, we're just going to try not to get glue all over my workspace here because I don't feel like looking for glue paper right now. Let's stick that on there like that. And I'm just going to make sure that it looks like it's even with the edge, the center of the book, so it looks straight there. It's just a thin paper, but it's nice, something to grab onto and open this up. Okay, very nice. I have no idea how we're doing on time. Oh, it's really, really long. I may have to edit this into 2 videos. We'll see how that goes. Okay, I love this ice cream page and I don't really want to cover it all up. So let's do something. Let's do, I hate to use another one of these, but they really are pretty. I was thinking I could put a tuck spot on each side, like something that you could tuck something into, and then you could still kind of see the page, which I think is cute. Of course, I don't really love the way that looks upside down. Let's try this one. A little flimsy. Let's do this square one. I like that one. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is fold this in half. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue it, but just along the bottom here on both sides so that this stays open. And I think that I want to make this a little stiffer. So I'm going to add a piece of paper behind it. And again, you can just use a scrap because it's not going to be seen. This will work. This is just a piece from an old scrapbook. I'm going to glue this on here. It doesn't have to be great. To stiffen this up a little bit. Okay, so we're going to definitely use the other glue for this. And I'm going to just make sure and get around that hole good because we don't want, when you slide something in, we don't want it getting hung up in there. I want this to be all really down and nice and smooth around the edges. Okay. So again, this isn't pretty, but it's just to stiffen the piece so that it holds something in there a little bit more securely. Let's just let that set for a sec. Like that. And then that'll get glued on like this. And then it can be glued about halfway up. Or not halfway, but okay. About to here. So it's on there quite good. So then here you can take, trying to find something here. Look at this. You just tuck in there like that and it will stay. I'm going to use that. That's from an old scrapbook. Okay. On this page, we had this pull-out doily. And I went ahead and cut the title page from the book and I glued that in there. So you can't really, it says Wit and Humor of America here. It's kind of hard to see, but I liked the frame poking out. And then here you can see the copyright date of the book, which is 1907. I did that before I started. All right, little pause there, but we're gonna continue right on where we were. We've come to this other half of this cookbook page, and I think I'm going to put some kind of a pocket here. I have some vellum that I printed. Let me dig down through the pile here to see if I can find that. And I thought that might be pretty on there. Can't remember which Etsy shop these are from, but again, I will maybe over here put the name. So I'm thinking I'm going to have a pocket on here, maybe even with a hole punched in it, and then have it wrap around and do the same thing on the other side. I thought that would be pretty. So I'm going to need my pocket to be about this long. I'll just go ahead and fold that. It's just right in half, which is nice. And I'm going to cut that. Okay. And you guys know that I do have a really nice paper cutter, a Carl rotary cutter. It's large and it doesn't fit well under the camera, so I'm not using it today. Just doing what you guys can see me do here. We'll cut this in half. I have some smaller paper cutters as well. They won't cut as big a full sheet of paper like this, so okay. So it doesn't really matter which one I use. Maybe I'll use the other one in the other book. Okay. All right, and then I'm thinking it's going to go on here like this, and then just wrap around. Doesn't that look pretty layered over the? I think it looks really pretty layered over the text there. So I'm going to take this off, take this end off. And then I'm going to tear, I think, the top just to match the torn edge that you see on the top of the page. I think that will look nice. And I think for that I'm going to use my tear ruler. So let's get that. See if I can do that neatly here. I watch people do this online and I'm always impressed with how smooth and everything they get their tears. Mine are always more messy, but it's okay. That'll work. Okay. All right. Get this guy back out of the way. Okay. And I can see a little bit of white there, so I'm just going to take, I have some little decal scissors too, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut that, so that we don't have any of that white showing at the top. It's just that little bit of it. Okay. Okay. All right, so back to the book here. This is going to go on here like this. I'll just be gluing around the three sides just a little bit, and then we're going to wrap around to the other side. Nice. And I was going to punch a hole in it and I forgot to. Darn it. Well, I don't think I had to. I could try to stick my punch in there, but I don't think it's going to work because I wanted a pretty big hole. You know, you just got to improvise sometimes. Let's see. I really wanted like this big 2-inch punch. Let's see what happens if I try to slide it in there. I don't think it's a good idea. No, it's just too tight. It's going to pop it right off. So that's okay. We'll just leave it the way it is. It's still really pretty, I think. Okay. So those are 2 pockets on either side. Okay. What else we got going here? This one, as I said, this is really nice writing space, so I kind of hate to use that, but this could be a good spot for a pop-up too. So I'll leave it for now. We'll figure that out later. I don't think I need to do anything there. This is kind of boring. This could be a pop-up as well. Or even here, just all this plain. Lots of plain ones kind of in a row here, so that's a good spot for those. Let's see. Shall we have another belly band? We haven't had a belly band since the beginning of the book. And I think I'll keep this one as a little pocket, a little side tuck too. Let's go ahead and just punch a notch in there. and we'll glue that down. Okay. Yeah, I think a belly band would be nice. And you know, let's see. Let's do it with something different, just because we've got a lot going on with the doilies. I don't want to just be all doilied up here. Let's see what else we might have. I have these sort of, they're like recipes for making colors, I think. And I was going to use those for journal cards. They're a little bit too wide to make a belly band out of, I think. It'd be more like just a pocket, so we won't do that. We could just use some pretty paper though. Let's see what we got here. Could use some vellum too, but I just used vellum. I do have this lovely set from chapter 1. I printed these out thinking maybe I'd use one in each book. Let's just cut those apart and see where we might want to put that and how it could be useful. And when I printed it, I put this little gingham on the back, which I thought was cute. So if I had a short page, that would be good. Maybe even this one here, like that. On this side, probably. Okay. So what you can do here is fold it up, and probably in fourths would be fine. So what I'm going to do is fold it like this. Let's see how this works. Not very good. Okay, let's try it again. You need a little bit of extra space on these because by the time you start folding them up, the folds take up a little bit of space. So I don't know, let's try this. Okay, glue it down. Good grief. To do some editing on that. That was ridiculous. Just couldn't get that to fold the way I wanted it to. So now you can stick something underneath there. It's a belly band, but it also opens up this way. And you can flip this over and you could write on this whole thing too if you wanted to. So it's kind of useful. Okay. All right. And we'll stop there and we'll be back soon for the next part. Have a great day. Bye.